Under the origin, Imam alayhi salam emphasized on our theological understanding. Akida. Our akida, excuse my word, is weak. It's weak. I mentioned this to some of the brothers. Today, when you see any controversial, it's about aqaid. No, it's about fiqh. Why there is no controversy about aqaid? When aqaid we need to explore. Aqaid is weak. And Imam said, no, if you want to keep the origin, make sure your aqidah is very strong. Aqidah, I mean our 5 usuluddin. You may think it's easy, but wallah, I can stop any one of you ask difficult question of aqidah. Prove to me intellectually Imam Ali is ma'soom. See who will go out. This is a fact that we need to pause and look at it very critical. Wallah, if our children are deeply rooted in aqidah, send them anywhere. You will sleep nicely without worrying. Aqidah is weak. Aqidah is different from fiqh. In Aqidah, what did Imam Jafar focus on? He focused on intellect with the 2 forms of intellect. We have a aklun nazari, we have a aklun amali. We have theoretical intellect and practical intellect. In Aqidah, Imam Jafar said, you go through both theoretical intellect and practice. A long discussion in Fiqh and Usul. And proofs are divided into 2. And our Aqidah depends on all the 2 proofs. The first proof, they call it what? Adilla falsafi, and the second one, Adilla riyadi. Philosophical proof and mathematical proof. Our Aqidah, according to Imam Jafar, is dependent on this. How much do we know about the Aqidah of Shia? We talk about the Imam of our time. Everybody raised concern. First, let's work on our Aqidah. All this halabalu, all this noise is just about Aqidah. Children must be taught Aqidah. You must spend time, teach your daughters and sons to understand Allah properly, to understand their Imam properly, to understand their Nabi properly, understand Soul, Ma'ad properly. That is Aqidah. So long as our Aqidah is not strong, we will not be able to prepare for the reappearance of Imam. It will remain talking point. Wallahi al-azim. It's Aqidah. So Imam Jafar, alayhi salam, he initiated so many things in Medina. You read about his biography. I don't want to take your time. I've got a few minutes to finish. But he said, number 1, if you want to keep the origin, yani original Islam, Islam Muhammadiyun, Alawiyun, Fatimiyun, Asaniyo, first is your Aqidah. I give an example. This example of this Aqidah and how Imam alayhi salam kept it original. Mulhid. Mulhid, you know, is mulhid. Who does not believe in Allah? Ad-Disani, he lived during the time of Imam. And Abil Awja, there are so many of them. He came to Imam Jafar. And he said to Imam alayhi salam, and this is philosophical proof used by Imam. Do you really believe you have a creator, you Imam? Do you have a creator? Because that's what they disagree with Imam. It's an example. Imam said, it's either I have a creator or I do not have. Then Imam said, if I have a creator, it's either I created myself or someone else created me. Then Imam said, but I know your argument is not about someone else created me. Then Imam said, if I created myself, it's either I created myself when I was still alive Or no, I created myself from a state of non-existence. Then Imam said, if I created myself when I was alive, then it's tahsilul lil hasil. It means I was there. I didn't need to bring myself. And if no, I created myself from the state of non-existence, then someone who does not have cannot give. How did I bring myself? This adilla falsafi, Imam kept that. In the same way, if you look at adilla riyad, the mathematical proof, Abil Awja came to Imam alayhi salam, and some said it was Abu Hanifa. And then Imam Jafar asked him, how do you teach people? He said, I teach them through Quran and Sunnah. Then Imam said, do you know the ambiguous verses? Do you know the clear verses? Do you know the general verses? Do you know the specific verse of Quran? He said, no, to some extent, but I do analogy. Then Imam said, the deen of Allah cannot be dependent on analogy. And I promise you today, most of the things we have in the world is analogy.